Welcome forward once again into today's episode. And as usual, your humble host on every 820 podcast, I come to you today with, yes, newsflash, more questions. You may be thinking or observing, this guy always brings more questions in these episodes. I wouldn't say always, but definitely trying to be consistent in my approach to, I can't ever give you answers to anything. Hell, I have no answers for myself in my journey, but I do have a lot of questions. And as I said before, and if you ever had a chance to review some earlier episodes, I often say, I think I mentioned it in the last podcast episode yesterday, is that those 4 words to guide your creation, your production of your sincere, genuine, curious questions. Those kind of questions really do contain the very answers you're looking for. But if you get a chance, go back in the library of the episodes before, and you might hear that with more definition. But today, the new question is, why do you write? Why do you write? Now, that might sound like a major presumption that you're a writer out there, but bear with me for a moment. Why do you write? How about why do you journal? How about why do you meditate? Or why do you podcast? Or sing? Or play an instrument? Or go to school? Or go to work? That's one side of the ledger of questions for today. But what about the other side of that ledger? The doing nothingness side. And that kind of question I ask of myself, and by extension today of you, with these kind of questions. Now, before I get into almost answering those questions, allow me to insert a caveat and a qualifier. The question of why you do or don't do something today and in this moment on your journey with me. I presume that whatever you do or don't do, whatever I do or don't do, those activities align with and balances it with a unique perspective on your personal purpose and message. Not just about doing it or not doing it, because of how you decide, define, and pursue the completion of said purpose and message. That's when we get into the delivery part. Delivery of what? Delivery to yourself, delivery to your creator, and your creator's intention of you being here. And then the delivery of your purpose and message to others for positive nutritional consumption. Now, forward into the opening questions I mentioned before. Sometimes I don't do something, or I poorly execute it, or do it well enough. And what I do or don't do is not for the applause or the heckles or any perceived rejections or approvals outside of me. I do what I do. I do good, bad, and ugly things each day. And in some twisted way, doing good, bad, and ugly things, maybe in the same day, maybe in the same moment, it is really designed to encourage myself. Some may say, maybe somehow in reverse engineering theory, to motivate myself with bad stuff to get to good stuff. Or maybe it's just to remind myself of what I was created to do. But sadly, with my human mind to maybe decide not to do the positive yes and love thing placed on my path, either way, the reason I do or don't do something, maybe similarly to the way or reason you do or don't do something, resolves to the same conclusion in this moment. Does it serve you to encourage yourself? Does it serve me to encourage myself to continue in that positive direction, which is the main official blueprint and design from your creation, my creation, from your creator, from my creator. The main official blueprint and design is fate. For you and I, we already exist. But we can also make the choice and the choices to do or not do what is on our righteous path of resilience. To do or not do, also known as when we deviate from the righteous path that you are also on and that I seek to stay on. Now, of course, like I said earlier, I can't give you answers or give you the map or compass corrections on your path. I'm still working on the discovery and consistency on my path. But I still intend to offer you my examples, my models and lessons that may or may not apply to you and yours. But as I said, even if these words and shared experiences do not tickle your fancy, I still have and need to say this to myself and to my Creator first, to encourage myself towards and to remain on the daily new trail of resistance. And maybe this discussion today, or this delivery of this message today, you can use it for your reference and consideration on your own trail and path today. I mentioned before, maybe even tuning in for a few moments today, listen to this guy talk about or rattle on about resilience. Maybe it's so beneath you. It's not a thing that I get upset about or can be concerned with. Maybe you can use it as fodder or as kindling for your own fire, and use my example or my recitation as a very low level bar for you to step over and do what you need to do and on your path. Certainly, I don't intend to discourage or give you anything to be concerned about or to distract you. I'm only here to help. If I do, great. If I don't, great also. I didn't intend to disrupt your day, and thankfully, I only asked you for 500 seconds. Stay present. Stay current. No matter where you are in this world, remember, it's always 820.